I'd like to take a moment to show you something that I discovered on ChessKid that I think will be really helpful to your own playing. I don't know what it looks like from your end, but this is what it looks like from my end as a coach. And on the player here, you can see the ratings, and you can see where it says Fast Chess. And if you click Fast Chess, you can see the games that have been played on ChessKid. And if you look at here where it says Analyze, if you click that, it will take you to this page where you can actually look at your game and see where you made mistakes. The switch to analysis does work for me, so I'll go ahead and click that, and it'll show you the moves that were made in the game. And if you go to this arrow right here, you can go move by move through your game. Now when I click the arrow, you can see the first move for white, and that little symbol above it is a book. A book move means that it's one that has been studied, and there's a big history with it. So black makes a move, and you can see black also has a book move. White makes another move, book move. Fantastic job from both sides. So again, you can see white has made another book move. Black has made another book move. And then here is the first move that's out of the book move. So, and you can see there's a question mark next to it. And if you look here at the top, it says B3 is an inaccuracy, which means that white had a better move. And if you're interested in knowing what your better moves could be, you could click the back arrow here, and it'll take you back to the move. And you can see knight to C3 would have been the best move. Castling would have been the second best move, and D3 would have been the third best move. So if you click here to NC3, you can see this little chessboard, and you can see where the knight has moved to C3. So it gives you kind of an idea of what it would look like to make that move. And if you want, you can just keep clicking and see how the computer would suggest that you play out all of these moves. And these are probably book moves, moves that have been studied for years and years. But that's not the move that was made. It was this move right here. And you can see the analysis is positive 0.25, and it's in white, which means that white is still ahead, even though white made a mistake. And if you look here on the left side, you can see black up at the top, white at the bottom. The advantage is to white. And as you analyze these games, you can see the balance shifting between black and white. So we'll move on. Black moves, and you can see that black also made a mistake. And on this move, it shows the inaccuracy, but it also shows what the best move would have been for black. But we don't really care a whole lot about black because we're interested in Madison and Washington and how they played. So we'll continue to move. Okay, so there's a check mark, and it says here, bishop to b2 is a good move. Nothing wrong with that. Bishop to a3 would have been better, but a good move is still a good move. And you can see that the scores are pretty high on both of those. Again, and if you wanted to see what bishop to a3 would look like, you can press the back arrow, get the list of moves, and then click it here, and then kind of get an idea moving forward. Oh, I see why that was a good move, is because it is attacking the queen. And the bishop is being backed up by the knight, so the queen couldn't capture it for free. So that's one of the reasons why it's kind of good to maybe go back a move and see why the computer chose the move that was a better move that it did. So we're back here again. Ah, star. So black actually made an excellent move right there. And so now white responds. Uh-oh, you can see it's another inaccuracy. Castling was the best, and you can see the score is pretty even now. 0.10 is not a big difference between the two players. Oh, you can see black made an inaccuracy. So we'll go through another inaccuracy, and again it shows you what's the best. Bishop taking the knight in that example was the best move. Now here you can see some bullseyes. And the bullseyes stand for the pieces that are being attacked. So when black moved to d4, it attacks the queen, and there's a loose pawn or an unprotected piece. And we talk a lot about unprotected pieces in chess. And if you look at the videos that I've made on my YouTube page, there's tons and tons of videos on unprotected pieces. And sometimes unprotected pieces make huge differences in games. So in other words, black is attacking the queen, and if the queen moves out of the way, then black can take that pawn for free and put the king and the rook in check. So we'll move on. Excellent move by white, capturing that knight. Excellent move by black. Excellent move by white again, and you can see now that's a pretty neat move that white made there. And if when you get to a point and you see lots of bullseyes, you could back up and kind of see in advance what's going on. So we have an X-ray attack here from the bishop to the pawn, and white realized that by moving the knight to the square on d5 that it would attack the queen and also attack the pawn at c7 and put a fork between the king and the rook. That's why that move, knight to d4 or knight to d5, was such an excellent move by white. And it's moves like that that create fantastic chess players. So we'll go there. Black recaptures, so that's excellent. White recaptures again. Again, a lot of excellent moves in a row. And then our first major blunder. So you can see king to e2 is a blunder. And look at the score now. Negative 3.9. For those of you who know how to count chess points, black's now ahead by 4 points, the equivalent of a pawn and either a bishop or a knight. You can see bishop take e2 is the best. And so if we move back now and take a look at that, by the king taking the queen, white has lost its ability to castle. But if the bishop instead were to capture the queen, king still hasn't moved, king still has the ability to castle, and the game is really close. If you look, the score is positive 0.03, so there's barely any difference between how strong white or black is. But white captured, and so we're going to see how white's going to get out of this mess. Excellent move by black. You can see tons of attacks here on the board just from that one piece. Again, we go back. We can look at the X-ray attack that black has here. And again, chess isn't just an offensive game, it's a defensive game. So you have to be aware of what your opponent is doing. And again, black is attacking the bishop, which is unprotected here. The king's in check. We have an unprotected pawn. So white's in a little bit of a mess right here, and black takes advantage of it. We'll see what white does. So white makes an inaccuracy. Bishop taking that pawn would have been a better move. And you can see the score now is -5, basically. So black's quite a bit ahead in this game. Takes that free bishop that we had talked about, putting a tempo on the rook, which means the rook has to move, which it does. And you can see black's score is just gradually getting higher and higher. Questionable move. The score is now -7.57. So black's just getting more and more powerful in this game. Black makes the first mistake in quite a while. Question is just a plain out mistake. -5. So white was able to get a couple of points back in this game. Another questionable move. That's hard to say. So now the score is -8.5. Black's just getting stronger and stronger. Excellent move by black, attacking two pieces at the same time. A blunder. And look at the score now, -3.9. So just in that one move, black kind of started giving the game back to white again. Again, you can go back and you can analyze these and look at these and figure out why. So Excellent move by white. A huge blunder by black. And I think you can see the unprotected pieces. And again, unprotected pieces show up all the time in chess games. And if you can be aware of those unprotected pieces, then it'll go a long way to helping you to become a better player. And of course, white is a good player, so white sees it. Rook is gone off the board, and look at the score now, 0.00. So we'll continue. You can see white has a couple of pieces that are undefended. So bishop to f3 is an excellent move. We have a fork here, and normally that it looks like maybe white made a mistake, but white was able to get back into the game, and it's not quite so bad. So white went ahead and protected. Excellent way to block it. We talk about the ABCs in chess, and I'll go over those in another video, but excellent job from white in that video. Loses the rook, but can recapture the bishop, and you can see the score is 0-0. In fact, yeah, both sides have a rook, both sides have a bishop, and both sides have 6 pawns. So again, game is pretty much even. Okay, excellent move from black. A good move. There was a better move for white, but still not too bad. Black has the advantage a little bit. And now the game is even again. Excellent. Uh-oh. Black just made a huge blunder. And look at the score now for white. +7. Black just gave white a free piece. Do you see which one? And you probably noticed black rook unprotected. And things like that happen all the time in chess games. So you just have to start looking for those unprotected pieces and taking advantage of them. And you can see now white has 2 attacks, 2 bullseyes to go after. Fantastic. Going in there and attacking the king. And let's see. And it looks like here black set up the white flag. It looks like black resigned because white was just doing a great job. So white won the game, black resigned. Excellent job from white getting back into the game after making some mistakes, taking advantage of those unprotected pieces, and yeah, just putting together a great game. So as you play ChessKid and you start having games that you've played, take some time to look at the game analysis and see if you can learn something about your own playing and try to figure out if there might be some ways that you can improve your playing by seeing either the mistakes or the good moves that you've made against others. Good luck with that, and have fun playing chess. Bye-bye.